expected, but it will all depend whether or not the draft is going to be enabling that sort of strategy for Machi Esports to defeat AHQ.
Let's go ahead and jump into Champion Select to start things off here. It's going to be AHQ on the blue side, Machi on the red. You got Green Tea and Zero helping them out for AHQ, and then Leo and Mountain. Excited to see Mountain in coaching. Fine. Been waiting for Mountain to get his coaching chance. It was scary when G-Rex disbanded. We didn't actually see Mission on Mountain on any roster announcements, and I was like, oh no, did Mountain not get to coach anymore? But no, he came with the team over to Machi. As bans coming through, it's going to be the Elise, Ornn taken away from AHQ, and Machi, yeah, that bot lane being targeted quite heavily. Aphelios and the setup.
Alright, no direct bans just yet. It's pretty a generalized approach on towards the draft. We'll see though whether or not there's going to be a Syndra setup, rather a Zoe setup here, as that's going to be Syndra taken out of the draft. So this opens up a potential first pick on AHQ on the Zoe. Let's see if they decide to Machi Esports. What will they ban? Because set would be open for PK if ever, and that would be perfect. It also opens a potential, I don't know, set Misfortune, and this could either be a Zoe or Misfortune for HQ. Actually, it could go either way.
Yeah, they can go either one. Do they prioritize that Misfortune a whole lot, though? Because that was, yeah, Waco's been playing it quite a bit.
Yeah, this will give them time whether or not to get that set first for Ziv. And then the rotation would be interesting. You get Zoe Misfortune, if ever.
I don't think Mission wants to blind pick.
That's true.
Zoe again, especially when you're on red side. You might as well hold on to that counter pick for him in the mid lane. Maybe try and find something spicy.
Yeah, because I suppose Uniboy does have the option to play LeBlanc. He hasn't played LeBlanc yet, actually, in the whole PCS tournament.
Oh, there we go. So Misfortune going to be picked up for Bruce instead of the Ezreal that we've been seeing him play quite a bit. He'll get locked in. And now for your next pickup here from Machi, do you want to try and get your jungle priority? You want to try and take away maybe the Rek'Sai?
Oh, that's true.
From AHQ. That's been the go-to for them in the second round of picks. Yeah, I think that's what you do. Get rid of the Rek'Sai, take it away from Kongya.
That's perfect, because this is the exact champion that River used last night. Was on the Rek'Sai. It was actually a Lee Sin Rek'Sai matchup. We'll see whether or not HQ decides to pick that up again. Understandable, Ezreal, the typical Ezreal to the Misfortune matchup. Let's see. So HQ did use, Kongya did use Lee Sin, Rek'Sai, Olaf actually, but it's out of the question. That's the only one left that he hasn't, that is open for him to take, is Lee Sin and Trundle.
I think you just go for this Rumble.
Oh!
Uniboy has been having a performance on this in the mid lane. And yeah, there it is. Going to get picked up here. I'm pretty sure all the wins of Rumble have come off Uniboy, by the way. Which I like to see, because this usually means AHQ's early game. It's going to be Uniboy trying to go for a roam down toward that bot lane, try and cause mayhem. For Mission, what does he want to try and answer with?
That is okay, LeBlanc. All right, you've already seen your Rumble. I see Wacko being very cheerful in the champ select. Meanwhile, we're going to the second rotation of bans. Now, for Machi Esports, they want to try and suppress the jungle pool, I suppose. Probably try to remove. Yep, there you go. Jarvan
get rid of
out.
The Jarvan. Get rid of the Lee Sin while you're at it. And I think that has to open up Kongya. Likely would have to go to the Gragas.
Yeah. He hasn't played Gragas yet.
Actually, maybe you just get rid of the Gragas if you're on Machi if you're very afraid of Kongya.
Yeah, because again, the matchup for the victory yesterday was a Lee Sin on Kongya and a River on the Rek'Sai. So this would be the identical matchup in the jungle if ever. Meanwhile, topside getting a little bit constricted. But PK, though, I think he has a lot of options in
last time they played against each other, PK ended up taking the Renekton. He got camped quite a bit, to be honest. I think he was like, what, 0-5 by the end of the game. He barely had any items built, so his early game was rough. I like Machi's idea here, though. They're going to try and get rid of the Kinch. That's going to have a lot of safety for the Ezreal if they let it go through.
They're forcing Kongye to either go Lee Sin or Trundle.
Don't Trundle. Pick Lee Sin. Pick Lee Sin. Go for that. Go for that.
Yeah,
early.
go for Lee Sin, I suppose.
Go for the early. Just whack him. Take him out. Get him out of here.
Yeah. And it
Oh,
will
Yuumi ban.
Oh yeah, that's true. We always usually see that on the side of like an Ezreal Yuumi combo in the bottom lane, but we're not going to be seeing that anytime soon.
I think honestly, Machi just pick up the Braum here.
No, that's true.
I think you get the Braum and then you can deny at least the True Shot Barrage. You also take it away from AHQ if they wanted to use it to block the bullet time. Why do you need to yeah, they have the counter picks available.
This has been the common trend.
I don't understand, though, why you're not trying to pick up the Braum.
Unless Ysera decides to go Thresh again.
Yeah, if Ysera... Well, Ysera could go Thresh, though.
Yeah. And then Machi is where it would probably go. I'd highly doubt they'd go the Blitzcrank.
I think Braum is going to just get taken here by AHQ. Because early, there was no reason to show your top already. Yeah, that's an easy takeaway for AHQ in this draft.
Very interesting decision coming from Machi Esports, but that would be a set in Mordekaiser on the top side of the map. Meanwhile, still lacking that jungler. Lee Sin would be Lee Sin Trundle, eeny meeny miny mo. I'm excited where this draft is going to go.
Woo! Wait a sec. We got ourselves Nocturne getting locked in. Has Kongye played the Nocturne yet? Is he the one player to play the Nocturne?
No, because the Nocturne was at top, not jungle.
It was a top Nocturne.
It was a top Nocturne.
So this is likely the first time we see Nocturne. And then, that means, you know what, level 6, it's going bot lane Riku. That's all I can tell you is Koala, I think you go down the list. I think you get maybe this Thresh for a little bit of safety. Yeah, there it is. I still am not 100% sure why they take that over the Braum, but hey, it's their choice in the end. You have to deal with that Nocturne either way.
That is true, and I suppose they want to fight aggression with aggression, so this really gives more room for that sort of play. For Koala on the Thresh, he has played Thresh actually just the one time. I think we saw Koala on the Bard recently, so I guess they're opting for something more, something different on the Thresh. Again, Thresh players today have been insane, so maybe, just maybe the trend will continue on towards Machi Esports.
Yeah, we'll see as we're going to be getting ourselves set for our 6th game of the night. AHQ looking to go back-to-back victories in day 3 to close out their week 3. Meanwhile, Machi going to look to start on the right foot when it comes to their second round robin and try and climb their way up into the top 2 of the standings. Taking home the victory here would lead to a possible tiebreaker scenario later on at the end of the split if AHQ and them do end up tying. So that is a possibility here. And AHQ, maybe you don't want to slip up and cost yourself an extra game. We'll see how it goes as we load on into the Rift.
Alrighty. It's going to be the 6th game of the night, hopeful. And this could be spicy. This could be very interesting. Again, Uniboy has shown his prowess on that Rumble pick. We could see more food getting cooked, potentially. Or perhaps Machi can order an upset here in Summoner's Rift.
What kind of combo do we have? We have the... Oh, alright. So
Fire and Ice.
Sure, you could do Fire and Ice.
Yeah.
You can do the Fisher on top of the Equalizer.
I
was thinking it's like one of those places where you go to eat, but it's all in the dark.
Oh, wait. Where did I hear that before?
It's like they're like experimental restaurants where it's like, come in, you don't get to see your food, but you need to like
eat in the dark.
You eat in the dark. If we're keeping on the food trend when it comes to the Rumble. Again, going, I believe, the Comet there for the extra little bit of poke in lane.
Ooh, interesting scouting by Machi Esports here, as they will move in a unit of 3. They will separate, and that would be it. No funny business after, I think, after week 2,
Mm-hmm.
the aggressive jungle invades have just diminished out of the PCS. Therefore, I don't think any funny level 1s are going to happen anytime soon, according to what has been the norm recently. Oh well, it's fine.
And Gemini actually going to go for a full clear up toward the top side of the map. And you go to your red, then you go to Krugs and Raptors. Boom, you're level 3. And your XI, you do not need your blue buff. So that's what leads me to believe we might see action toward top if Civ is pushing in. So you have to be a little bit careful in these early levels. Already ping came out, actually, though, from AHQ. They got a ward down right away to try and spot him out. Meanwhile, mid lane, Mission.
Uh-oh.
Uniboy, he's got that level 2. Oh, he's going to pop the clone. Oh, he gets himself another torpedo. As that's the issue with the LeBlanc. You kind of have to distort into the face of the Rumble to get damage off.
Yeah.
Uniboy's like, all right, I'm going to just put you over the barbecue.
True.
And you'll be done here in just a couple seconds.
Yeah, it's a little bit of telegraphed. You can just aim your flame spitters on wherever the distortion is going to go when the LeBlanc returns. Plus, it's just earlier level 2, so therefore there's not a lot of options for LeBlanc once you hit that combo in. There's a lot of value towards that flame spitter. But now, CC Bruce, actually the bot lane of Machi Esports, very extended. Nice, nice hook.
Hook is there. Meanwhile, mid lane, Gemini looking for the gank here on Uniboy. That's going to force out a flash. Uniboy, he gets back to his safety of the tower. So a bit of an aggressive start coming out from Gemini early. Wanted to see that. As up in top lane, it's the big boys with shields, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's going to be Scuttle secured there for Machi.
Scuttle secured, indeed. I think it's 1 apiece for AHQ and Machi Esports. As wow, the first early turret plate actually for Machi Esports. Very, very far forward. I think they had an idea where Kongye was earlier. That's why they're more confident. Plus, there's a ton of wards. Plus, they don't have to worry about Nocturne for the next few minutes. As long as when it's level 6 and ping, then that's probably the time.
Yeah, the issue against with a Nocturne is you need some decent deep warding. The Tri-Brush is actually a good start, because usually I believe the Nocturne likes to try and get to there before pulling the ultimate. You want to try and get within range, but you need to get some deep vision down to keep track of where the Nocturne is early past level 6, because then honestly, if you're seeing him at Tri-Brush, it's usually too late, but we'll see whether or not he wants to go aggressive. I expect Kongyu to make appearances at level 6. He's also rocking the lethal tempo, so he's pretty much the ult on top of you, get his attack speed buff into his natural buff, spell shield, and just rip you apart. That's the goal here. And again, oh, Uniboy! That was a disgusting sidestep, by the way. Mission's still able to get the damage off.
Yeah, not sure if that was worth the trade. I guess getting chip damage on Uniboy is pretty worth still.
Alright, he sees that there's someone nearby. Kongyu is nearby as well. Level 4 only on the Nocturne, though, so you can't really go for a ultimate just yet. Civ up in this top lane. He's just going to go ahead and clear it out. Actually take a look toward that top lane matchup. Rather even when it comes to the CS per minute. Civ has honestly been just kind of a solo presence when it comes to the side lane. I think other than like week 1, team fights, he doesn't join until it's like 35 minutes into the game. He's usually always in a side lane pushing in, especially when he's on something like the set. He likes to try and get the flank and then go for the showstopper, especially against Misfortunes. He loves those Misfortunes.
Yep, that's true. And the reason why BCPK having a higher kill participation than Ziv here is that, again, they do have a little bit mix here and there for the approach. Like, they play the Renekton and the Kennen and the Ornn, who's just very valuable in these mid-game fights. And with that set, I suppose it will be different this time around because that is a Mordekaiser in the hands of PK. But meanwhile, Machi Esports will be satisfied with this. There's no contest whatsoever. This is going to be a free Drake for them.
Yeah, overall, this matchup is going a lot better than their previous one. Overall, Machi actually... Well, I say that, actually. It's only 6 minutes. This is actually very close to how their first matchup went. It was actually a pretty even game until I think there was one tower dive that AHQ did. Which, you know, it's level 6 now on your Rumble. It's going to be level 6 on the Nocturne here soon. So I think we're closing in onto that first breaking point if AHQ is going to go aggressive.
Oh, yeah. Remember, yeah, the time when where you got 2 scary global ults before on, what do you call this, on the rec side. Now that has changed. So it's going to be interesting. So full-on damage for Gemini here for sure later on. I guess this is the time for Machi Esports to be a little bit more careful. Kong is already level 6. That's the reason why there's just a lot of wards at the river part of the area. But not a lot of deep vision for sure to spot out any sort of sneaky Kongye ganks.
Well, it looks like Machi just haven't been able to actually push that far forward. You even see Uniboy. Oh, they're going to see... This be some good scouting if they know that Gemini likes to come for this one, but Scuttle isn't available. See Civ's also checking. They're kind of wondering where Gemini is at the moment. That's kind of what we're seeing. As Kongye is farming up both of his camps. Peak efficiency, Riku.
Yep. That's what you gotta do. And there's always
skin is beautiful, by the way.
What skin is this again?
I don't know which skin. This is one of the newer Nocturne skins.
There's so many skins every single patch. It's great. But at the same time, I can't keep track
It's bad
anymore.
for my wallet.
Oh, yeah. That's
Let's be honest. My poor wallet.
Whew. Yep. Especially when like the Battle Academia came out. What's the latest now? I totally forgot what the latest
latest skins. That's a good question. I haven't looked at the PvE. I'm usually always on the PvE. Which is funny. Kongya looks to defend his ward. And they both just get taken down. Bot lane, Machi's been able to pressure forward actually quite a bit, taking the second turret.
Oh, nice.
Bruce gets tagged by the True Shot Barrage. Nice little bit of damage being traded back by Wako. As he's starting to fall a little bit behind in CS. Just a little bit. It's about a wave. Meanwhile, we take a look at all the matchups. It's dead even across the map. Like Civ and PK, they're both sitting around that 70-80 mark. Jungle, both have been power farming. I would have liked to see actually Kongya try and make something happen at this 6 because Gemini doesn't actually have his completed Warriors enchantment. And once you have that completed Warriors enchantment, it's just so gold efficient. You get so much for finishing that off. And Kongya has just been farming away. I don't think there's really a lane that he can really get on top of now.
Yeah, that's true. Usually you see around this time, the AD carries probably start to lane swap already, just to get more manpower on that Rift Herald. And it would just be in time as well for the Dragon take, so therefore you don't have to... Whoa! They pull the trigger!
Here we go. They're going to jump on top of Gemini. He gets speared. And that Paranoia. 0 for 1, unfortunately, here, Riku. I wanted to see it, but Gemini's pretty hard to get on top of.
It is. Actually, everyone is practically
the only one.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Technically, Mordekaiser can be hard to get, because pretty much when you get ulted, you just ult your laner in front of you, and then you walk to your tower.
That's true.
And then the Nocturne kind of goes, where do I go?
Yeah.
I don't have a target anymore.
And also what makes Bruce slippery is because of Koala on the Lantern, I suppose, if they're going to be together. So if they do want to burst people down, it will be a challenge, I suppose, unless you get that CC lock, prevent that safety. But Machi Esports the Koala loses the play, but everything is okay. I like this bot lane. They are building up towards more of that rather aggressive push. Slowly chipping down the turret plates, not needing any sort of assistance from the Rift Herald to transition over there. Nice sidestep by Bruce.
See, that's a good ward to actually get on the Nocturne. Kongya didn't actually check that brush. So he's being tracked, so they know this Rift Herald's being started. Unfortunately, Gemini's on the other side of the map, so it looks like they're just going to go ahead and give it up.
Oh,
or
interesting.
Maybe not.
He stopped.
Okay, he brought it out of the pit, I guess, so that the Rek'Sai can't actually steal it. But immediately, you see, Gemini makes a beeline down to that dragon to claim the Cloud Drake, so some extra cooldown reduction. Over to Machi in a trade for the Rift Herald.
Looks like that would be the plan. Even calling down Ziv for the extra manpower, as we're not very sure as to where the rest of the members of MCX are, since they don't have that much deep vision. Now this is like the roaming death squad for Machi Esports, the Rek'Sai and the LeBlanc. Uh-oh.
Does Kongyu go that? No, alright, so he's smart here. He sees that Uniboy might have mission nearby. Also Ysera also nearby, as Gemini is just going to go back over. That's a bullet time just to clear back the wave. Get a little bit of damage onto the Ezreal. As Bruce is looking to head on back, he's sitting on probably about 1,500 gold there.
I think this is the first time, or one of the rarer times, on where bot lane is just getting a lot of chip damage to the point that probably the next few waves.
Tremor Sense able to spot out Kongya. This Nocturne's been tracked everywhere, whether it's the Rek'Sai passive or ward coverage coming out from Machi, which has been really good for them. Uniboy has to be a bit careful. 2 chains come out.
Oh!
There's the equalizer, but there's no response, and First Blood goes over to Machi as PK actually roamed down in case there was going to be a fight to break out.
Great job by Machi Esports and getting that first blood against Uniboy, taking advantage of the fact that once you don't have that dash out, or that movement speed, then there's not a lot of options for you to escape. Uniboy actually had flash and heal, but I suppose it is already too late with MCX's all in near the tower.
Yeah, all I can really say here is this Nocturne's been a bit disappointing. Other than the one Paranoia, we haven't seen anything else. As Uniboy actually decided to hold on to his flash. Let's take another look here at this fight. So Mission misses the first chain.
Oh.
Uniboy tries to... Yeah, he didn't see the Rek'Sai because she was on the other side of the wall, but...
He moved forward, yeah.
Yeah.
But... Yeah, okay. Alright. Because I thought there was vision on their side.
Good trade back, though. Yeah, Uniboy, stay by. Get those turret plates, bud.
Nice clear.
Yeah, well, Uniboy. This LeBlanc's been giving him a little bit of trouble. Ysera's nearby, but again, another route is there, and Uniboy, he's silenced due to his own passive, and he has to back off.
And meanwhile, we see the bot laners of AHQ and Machi Esports see a CS lead, slight CS lead in favor of Bruce. But again, the tower is going to chip off slowly, and they have to concede without having to exchange anything whatsoever in the map. Usually we see this either taken by a Rift Herald or probably a dive, and that's the... But this is zero intervention by Gemini. It's purely done by Bruce and Koala here on the bottom lane.
Yeah, AHQ so far, they've been a bit lackluster compared to what we saw in their first game. We didn't see Uniboy go for a roam. He hasn't really had the opportunity to. Machi being efficient with the rotations, go on over. Uniboy, does he have Equalizer available? He does, but the tower is already down, and that's a nice pickup here for Machi as they grow the gold lead to almost 3,000.
Okay, you're fine. You have the lantern with you.
Bruce just really likes farm. That's what I've come to understand with these bullet times. He really likes minions.
Really likes the minions. Really likes the easy clear. There's some sort of, again, satisfaction when you press R. Whether or not it, of course, better feeling if it hits the spot. But sometimes pressing R is just very therapeutic in general.
They also say calm League of Legends like this is therapeutic, but I'm itching for some action here. As yeah, it's just gone back to a quiet game. It's a bit different than their first matchup we saw earlier on in the season.
I actually expected more aggression from AHQ, especially that you have a Nocturne on your side. I was expecting more dives. Unfortunately, the mid lane is open already. Bot lane has been cracked open. Therefore, in terms of, you know, places for Nocturne to be more aggressive, it will really depend on Machi Esports whether or not they try to push forward. But so far, they've been very safe and wary. And therefore, Kongya's opportunity to shine has been diminished a little bit.
Yeah, other than that one Paranoia, It has been a not spooky rift.
Mm-hmm.
It's just calming. AHQ, they're just going to go ahead, push mid. And I think we got to bend down the hatches here, Riku. We got to settle in for another, I'm going to call it snooze fest, unless maybe something gets changed here. Mission getting a little bit aggressive. Uniboy. Torpedo does land. Well, they're starting to go into a choke point. Uniboy loves these. There's the equalizer, able to get 2 members. Fisher also there. But it's not going to connect. It's just going to force out just the lantern. No one actually used any summers except AHQ. Mission goes back on over the wall, trying to get a little bit of damage there onto the Braum. Distortion's on back. Uniboy trying to face tank 3 members. Bullet time's there, and Mission picks up the kill. And AHQ look like they're a bit out of place here, as now Paranoia is going to be used, just trying to go for the disengage, but that's all it's going to be, as that's going to be Gemini picking up the kill on the Rex side, taking down the Braum, and we're starting to look at a 5,000 gold lead soon here for Machi the way it's going to make it 4.
Looks like this is, again, a familiar side of AHQ, which we've only seen yesterday. Machi Esports doing a great job just chaining down AHQ's usual play in week 1 and week 2. And this is the part where, you know, AHQ already burned 2 ultimates and therefore had probably no reason to stick around. They probably wanted to harass a little bit because some of the members were low or had already chipped damage, but without the key ults to make it work, you're putting yourself in danger in the mid lane. But now it's reset again, as their dragon is on Machi Esports' side, so this gives more pressure on AHQ to deny the next one.
So with that 3rd dragon taken here from Machi, as they set themselves up for Infernal Soul at around 23 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, Bruce hurts, by the way. He gets a lucky crit in there. He's only sitting on about 25%, but still. When those land, Waco's got to be a bit careful on that Ezreal, as Bruce can easily just walk up.
Yeah, walk up, and then there were friendly minions right in front of Bruce, so that's the reason why he was very confident. No Mystic shots were going to be connecting at that time. Meanwhile, we see Gemini opting for this Rift Herald, but I don't think HQ will try to contest this, as, again, a lot of things are open already on their side. They don't have the outer mid and bot, so therefore less space to work with.
A whole lot they can do is second Rift Herald's going to go over to Machi. Try and maybe open up a second-tier tower, as they're also invading, taking away buffs. AHQ just kind of look lifeless at the moment.
Huh.
Let's see, Kongya, okay, uses the blast cone over there. Friendly reminder too, our next game is going to be J-Team taking on Nova after the conclusion of this match, so.
That's also going to be a good match. That's going to be interesting.
That should be a good match, actually. If I recall, Nova was the one who took down J-Team in their first matchup earlier on in the season. It's one of Nova's only wins, as I think they currently sit at a 3-6 record.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit. It's been a tough start for Nova. They looked promising at times. A lot of the Southeast Asian squads actually.
Yeah.
Came out in the first 2 weeks swinging, like Liab, Nova, Berjaya, all within the middle of the pack, trying to look to get toward the top. And then it was like J-Team and HK that have kind of faltered compared to their performances we saw last year in the LMS.
Exactly, and it makes me feel like perhaps some of these, you know, the bottom teams from the former LMS squads in the current season for PCS, perhaps the LSD styles to do things could be their potential kryptonite. And it seems Machi Esports is doing just that. Earlier, a little bit of half and half. Waco. Oh my gosh. Very, very low.
He takes a chunk. The mission might be hunted for him. Just going to go ahead, get some vision down, realizing, all right, I can get another bit of poke over. He's also got blue buffs, so he's not wasting mana or anything. Infernal up in a minute 30. Does AHQ try and respond here? It kind of feels like they're betting it all pretty much on this next team fight, because if Soul goes over to Machi, it's a steep hill to climb.
If Wacko already had maybe Triforce completed. Perhaps they'll be a little bit more confident coming into this Dragon Dance, except there's Uniboy at least with the Leandries completed, so the Equalizer is going to hurt a little bit more, for sure, with the burn ticks.
Oh, Civ? We haven't seen a whole lot of Civ, by the way. Top lane was a snooze fest.
Yes.
No one got any kills or assists. All the action's been on like the bot side of the map. I feel like this is what AHQ is hoping for. They're betting that they could take a better team fight, which, in all honesty, they might be able to. Like, it's GA rush for Kongya, but he hasn't been diving in or doing anything. Like, I'm okay if you get a GA if you're ahead and you've been diving non-stop with your ultimate. Right now, you've been pretty much
just twice.
It's been useless, to be honest. Mission gets a chunk of damage put onto him as he distorts back. Infernal up in 15 seconds, looking for a hook there from Koala, not going to land.
All right, so this is the usual standoff that we see.
This is the scary standoff. Uniboy's got to be careful. Mission, again, opportunities. But Rift Shield's going to be popped in mid lane. So pretty much Machi are saying, all right, you want to try and contest this? Shelly going on a roll right there. Was going fast. Civ able to sidestep away from the grass from PK. And they get rid of the Rift Herald. Let's see. Oh, this choke point. Uniboy loves it. That's the perfect place for an equalizer. Let's see if they pull it. Oh, that's going to be bullet time. Sarah also taking on down. Civ in the back line. Oh, and there you go! Equalizer able to find it. It's Mark Civ with the haymaker. And AHQ, they waited long enough to finally take the shot. But meanwhile, Mission's able to find a double kill. Waco, though, beautiful flash away from the hook. In the end, it is going to be, though, a 3-for-1. AHQ, I think they waited a bit too long and have fallen a bit too far behind to go for that fight.
Yeah, I think they were trying to shove them into that choke point in particular, which has been the key point of that equalizer. And let's see that again. That was the bullet time only affecting Ysera, and that's the beautifully placed equalizer. Therefore, moving forward or backward, they're just gonna burn basically. Meanwhile, the carries and as well as Mission falls from this one, I suppose. Oh, actually, Mission is alive. Mission didn't die. So it was basically the bot lane of Machi Esports.
Only one though. It's just Bruce. It was just Koala.
Oh, it was
That's Koala. The only one.
Uh-oh.
HQ have only got one kill. They also lost the Infernal Soul.
Whoa.
Honestly, this game, it's kind of done. Like Machi, I think now just destroy the team fights. I think AHQ needed to be much more proactive in the early game with this Nocturne and Rumble, but they honestly just didn't do anything.
Exactly, and Gemini was literally all over the place, and AHQ was just there for the more of the reactive actions. But it's a little bit difficult. Well, at least we see Wacko with the Triforce in. Double distortion out. That's going to be safe. Mission's going to be safe for now. But yeah, only the support died throughout all of that onslaught. But imagine if they managed to get more shutdowns, at least they get extra
and that was the all or nothing play right there.
Yeah.
If AHQ were able to get a bunch of shutdowns and get multiple members and get an Infernal Drake, sure, that's a worthwhile play. But now you've pretty much put yourself into a situation that you're like, all right, we hope that Machi are not proactive enough to do anything for the next 15 minutes, and we pretty much see what happened last game where they throw. And then you get an insane Rumble ultimate with the amount of armor pen, magic pen you have being built up on Uniboy.
Yeah, that is the plan for HQ, but Machi Esports being very everywhere in the map and just putting pressure.
Gone.
Yeah.
Uniboy can't do anything about it. Bruce is fine. He's got the shielding. Sarah, you're pretty far up.
All right, so now it's going to be the mid. That's the next plan.
Mission's going to dive in. Yeah, Waco. That Infernal Soul helps out so much with this poke damage. Mission can just do it again. You see that. PK almost able to land it up. Kongya, sure, you're over toward the side. Are they going to go for it? That is a questionable equalizer, but hey, they get the shutdown on to Bruce. That's the main target for them. Meanwhile, though, Uniboy's going to get shut down. A double grab, though, comes out from PK. And like that, AHQ, they rolled over and play dead. as Machi are able to ace them. A triple kill coming out from PK.
Nicely done, even with the style, with the emotes from PK. And at this point, that's a lot of death timers. That's a bunch of long death timers. They will probably get 2 inhibitors from this one.
They get at least the mid lane inhibitor off this push. They might get the top lane tower, as it is only 26 minutes, but it's now it's going to be a 10,000 gold lead for Machi. AHQ, they waited way too long in this game, and honestly, it looks like it could be over.
Yeah, because we were expecting once Kongya reaches level 6, action is going to ensue. But it went the other way around. Machi Esports were the more active. They had, Machi Esports just destroyed everybody. And Gemini was just also everywhere in the map. Bot lane also as well. Without the help of Gemini, Bruce and Koala were just fine on their own, and they just basically shut down Wako earlier than expected.
And if I'm AHQ, I'm very concerned with this loss. Like, again, there's still a possibility that Machi throw this game out the window.
Yeah.
Possibly. Possible.
We've seen it before.
We've seen it happen last game. We know what happens. But if Machi are able to take home the victory, it means this forces AHQ and them to play a tiebreaker at the end of the season if they are tied in position, especially if they're tied in that, second place slot. Maybe Talon, comes online, or it's a 3-way tie with Talon, and you're trying to fight for playoff buys. When, honestly, I felt like they could have taken this game if they were aggressive early. It just didn't happen.
That's true. And now they're just cornered into this composition that they drafted. There's not a lot of, plan B in the draft, unless again they fight around these Baron fights, I suppose.
Like, the issue is plan B is you get Bruce or Mission during a team fight, you get both of them, cool. But because of the Infernal Soul, these now frontline tanks like Gemini, like PK, they do chunks of damage just based off the Soul proc.
Yeah,
like,
they hurt.
Everyone hurts now on the side of Machi. That's going to be engage. Ooh, Civ able to just hide away from the hook. Mission coming over to side. See, the Loons proc as well as the Infernal proc. 1 Q from Mission brings Uniboy to about 2/3 health.
Ooh, very tough, very tough.
Even the Voids, even the Seeker coming out from Gemini does the exact same thing. They just wait, they're just poking. They have their own poke composition, and they don't even have the Ezreal.
And they don't even have the Zoe.
They don't even have Zoe. Let's see, Mission does it again. See how much damage this LeBlanc does.
Imagine if the chain connects. There's the Lantern.
Lantern.
There's so many wards.
Wards go out trying to prevent it. Equalizer comes out. They're going to try and get Mission. Bullet time. Tries to separate the fight. That's a nice pick off here on the side of AHQ as minions start crashing in onto the base. They did lose the inhibitor tower in bot lane. Elder Drake, though, in 20 seconds. And Equalizer, I don't think will be off cooldown. Who's teleporting?
I want to know too. Okay. Wako was the one to teleport. I was finding the symbol in the map. But now Elder Drake. Okay, this is the time. This is the time.
This is possible. Mission's down for 20 seconds. Mission being down.
No teleport too.
No teleport available.
Uh-huh.
Maybe AHQ try and just burst this down. It's a Hail Mary play, to be honest. But we'll see if it works out. Gemini over toward the side looking for the steal. Here we go. PK just jumps on in, tries to jump on, and immediately they go in onto Waco. Kongya ends up using his ultimate. He jumps back over, trying to chase the Rek'Sai, but unfortunately he's just not able to keep up. Civ now with the Haymaker at full true grit, able to do some decent damage. Showstopper comes out, but it's a little bit too late, and now the rest of the team starting to fall on down. PK not able to get away is now... The side of AHQ have to run for the hills. Uniboy, you just see the damage. There it is. It's disgusting. Bruce is so fast at this point. It doesn't matter. Mission's back. AHQ, that's going to be the game. Machi are able to take it home, and they're going to force a tiebreaker possibly at the end of the split, depending on the performances of these two teams, but a great start to their second round robin.
Very happy to see Machi Esports, after fighting AHQ in the first round robin, it makes it a 1-1 record between these two teams. Congratulations to Machi Esports. What a finish for Machi. Was total control from early, And then HQ tried to be more reactive, I suppose, but just couldn't find the fights that they needed because it was too late.
Yeah, it was a little too late.
It was too late.
I don't understand. Like, you have a Nocturne, level 6. Do something. Like,
press R.
I don't know. You have to press R. He pressed R once, and then it was like a level 11. He pressed R again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get the Nocturne pickup here for AHQ.
The second R, the second Paranoia was more of a reactive, defensive
Yeah, it was like
one.
it was like, "Oh, you can't see us," and like Machi are like, "You're already dead.
Yeah.
We don't care." We're gonna likely go ahead though and take another look at that last Elder Drake fight that really sealed the deal. It was a Hail Mary play coming out from AHQ that they had to try and go for, but it was a bit too late.
It's definitely a bit too late. And even Gemini zoning out the important key players from HQ as well. And then at that time, Ziv was just in the middle of all the action. He tried to showstopper everybody else, but couldn't even finish the animation, and he falls through battle. And it's just basically clean up for MCX. And this is where Bruce was just, I'm a flash, and I'm gonna slow you down. And then everything just fell like dominoes on AHQ's side. Machi Esports just showed that, you know, we're part of the top teams in the PCS, defeating AHQ, actually giving them the second defeat of AHQ.
Yeah, AHQ. Now both of their defeats coming now in week 3. Unfortunately, they end up losing to someone at the top of the table. Actually, you know, both of them.
Yeah.
They lose to both top of the table teams, which is now, oh, the people that you're likely going to face in playoffs you're starting to lose to, and some of them like this is convincing fashion losing.
Yes, it's just early throughout.
Like, 4 kills, and that was a perfect game for Machi.
Yeah.
That's all AHQ were able to get. 2 of them were in the last team fight. So AHQ, you looked like the bottom of the table team in this fight.
Unfortunately, we also didn't feel Ziv a lot in this match in particular, because usually he's very impactful when it comes to those flanks in certain team fights, but we didn't see that at all.
And MVP is going to go on over to Mission on the LeBlanc. So he's able to take that home for himself with the 12 KDA. Yeah, other than that one misstep in around the base of AHQ, it was a pretty good game for him.
Yeah, I feel like if ever, you know, Mission didn't get too excited with, as he has been stun locked there inside the base, he would have ended up, I suppose, with a 507. But, they won the game. Machi Esports will be happy about that one.
Yeah, Machi. Now, I believe that ties them actually with AHQ in the standings, which is, oh, that's a little bit spicy. That means, okay, no, Machi, they ended up losing. They've lost 3 games overall, so
yeah.
they still need to get one more loss there on AHQ and also be perfect when it comes overall to the standings. So overall, Machi, congratulations on the victory. Well deserved.
Yeah.
AHQ, that loss was very much deserved with how you played the game. I'm sorry, I don't understand you picking Nocturne and just not ulting and like twice for the first 12 levels of the game.
Yeah, because I thought, you know, AHQ would have been more aggressive with their draft, but unfortunately, I think it's just a combination of, I guess, bot lane, of, you know, Machi Esports being just very, they control that part, especially in the early game, and as well as, you know, Gemini in the jungle. Actually, everyone.
Yeah. Gemini had a really good game on the rec side. He was able to, I feel like, outdo Kongya quite a bit. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, though. Our next matchup, it's going to be J-Team taking on Nova, so don't go anywhere, and we'll finish off Week 3 with a bang.